we go again, okay? Alright, again, I must preface this. I am here to talk about the movie and then about the director, Victor Salva. I know what he has done. I acknowledge what he has done, and it is not a good thing. But again, I'm here to talk about the movie. So as soon as I sit down, Victor Salva talk goes away. So, My Jeepers Creepers 2 came out 2 years later in 2003 and follows a bus full of high school students on their way back from a basketball game, football game, basketball, I think. When the creeper stalks them on the 23rd day of his reign, and he must find what he needs before he goes into hibernation. Meanwhile, a vengeful farmer by the name of Jack Taggart Sr., played by Ray Wise, is on his way to get revenge for the death of his son, youngest son. There it is. So, let's go ahead and get this started here with Jeepers Creepers 2. And, alright, so, I like this movie. I don't think it's as good as the first one. Definitely not as bad as the third one, and I can't tell you about the new one. But, yeah. But I do feel this, the ending always kind of bugs me, and we'll get to that. And then there's just, like, a few things in between that just kind of get me. So you start off with this great scene where you have this kid who most likely had to be watched while he was on set. Didn't say his name. And he's working in the fields. Older brother's yelling at him. And then you see this scarecrow, and it's actually the creeper, takes him, and then this farmer Jack, who was his father, played by Ray Wise, the great Ray Wise, vows revenge. And there's one thing I can say about this. He's not in enough of this movie, I don't think. He's at the beginning of this, and then they disperse him between different scenes. They go back and forth between this and people with the bus to show you he is preparing for a war to fight this thing. He doesn't know what it is, doesn't know anything about it, but he wants to fight this thing. He's ready to take it down. He doesn't care. He wants to kill this thing for it killing his son. Revenge. That's what he wants. And he keeps cutting back and forth, him sharpening tools and getting prepared and all that stuff. Getting his harpoon gun and everything. Yeah. It goes back to that. Meanwhile, we have these kids on a bus on the way back from a basketball game. And I'm not going to go into all the drama with the characters because really it doesn't matter. There's like a character who may or may not be gay. They call him is or isn't he. I don't care. There's the guy named Scotty, and he's a dick. Because of course he is. The only one you need to care about really is Minxie, because she's our somewhat main character besides Jack Taggart. And she gets the psychic visions. She sees visions of Derry and the little kid telling her all the exposition, basically. Basically, that's what it is, to give her the exposition. Now, wouldn't a better way to do this is to get Trish to come back, and maybe while they're on the road, they come across the wrecked car of the parents, saying that in the 4 days, takes 4 days later, after the first one, that the creeper attacked the car, and Trish is still the only survivor. She's barely clinging to life. Yes, maybe not kill her off, but she could be in critical condition. She could still be alive. They just, I don't know, she can help defeat at the end. Who knows? Or something. Or bring back the psychic lady. Maybe they're traveling, they're stuck on the road, and the psychic lady just so happens to be coming back, just driving home. Maybe this takes place 4 days later, but like, what if this doesn't? What if this is almost right after that one? I know they said they wanted this to take place on the 23rd day, so we'll kind of have to. I'm just saying, like, Or what if, she knows they're going to be there, so she shows up with her psychic vision, knowing that she failed Derry, so now she wants to get to save these kids and try to help them. And she delivers the exposition. That's the psychic lady. And, the psychic makes more sense in the first one because she's had this all her life. She's dealt with it. And it makes sense that she would come and help them because she saw it happen. Here, this is Minxie's first vision. She never any psychic things. It's not explained, and she doesn't even know why she sees things, but she does, and it's never explained at all. One thing you can say about this movie, even if it's not as good as the first one, is that you get to see a lot more of Jonathan Breck as the creeper in this. You get like scenes where he's once again he's stalking them, but again you got to question. This is the last day, right? You're slowly stalking these people. Why don't you hurry up? This is the last day. So it's like your last night even. You just, I don't know, we got to run this for a 90-minute runtime, but come on. He's just watching these kids and picking very carefully and plucking adults left and right and stuff like that. And, yeah, doesn't make any sense. But you get a lot of action. You get some practical effects and some not so practical effects. Some of the CGI in this, but there's a thing where like a thing goes through his face and pulls it out, and he rips his own head off, and he forms a new one from a body he ate, which is pretty cool. Did you see that? Yeah, practical effects, still pretty good. Yeah, and the acting in this though, not so much. There's like one female character in particular, I don't know her name, but she's one of Minxie's friends. When she gets to yelling, it sounds terrible. She can't act. There's some good actors. The guy who plays Scotty, he's good. Minxie's good. And, you got Sister Beach from the Wicker Man remake in this, and she's okay. And the coach, fucking idiot. Everybody gets on the bus, and he's yelling at them about something. And the creeper takes him. He's like, why didn't you get on the bus too, you idiot? I don't know. And do they blow 2 tires? Because no, they blow one, and then they're driving again. So did they fix it? And then they blow another one because there's that ninja throwing star with Derry's tattoo belly button on it. So there's your link to the last one as well as the Visions. They got Justin Long to come back and do the Visions. He even dress him up like he was in the last one and make him look exactly, 2 years had passed. So he still looks like he did there, but again, just bring back the psychic from the first one, you wouldn't need this. But I digress. Yeah. And so, like I said, there's some decent action in this. Pretty good action with the creeper and everything, and he looks a little bit better in this, I would say. A little bit better. He's a little bit darker, a little bit resembling of what looks like in the third one, which we'll get to. Yeah, and you get to see him fly and stuff, but the CGI is still not so good. And you get this fight with this African American guy where he's been wounded, so he's trying to get up, and his wings flopping, and then you see him, the African American boy, he's trying to run, and you see, thump, thump, as he's trying to hop his way to get to him so he can kill him. It's funny. It's funny. But then, old Farmer Jack Taggart Sr., played by Ray Wise, pretty good in this film. He's probably one of the best characters in this film. He's out for revenge, right? So after communicating with them via radio, luckily, he makes his way there, and there's a scene that I really like where he's like, you gotta call the cops. He goes, I'll do that. And then he goes and turns off the radio. Drive, boy. Pa, drive. Like, he just tells them he's not gonna call the cops. He's not gonna call the cops because he wants to deal with it himself. And who's gonna believe him unless they're close to the sheriff's station from the last one? Then maybe they will, but just saying. But he gets there, loads his harpoon and knocks him down, and he stabs the fuck out of him, this thing. Even though Minxie keeps telling him it's not gonna kill him, it won't kill him, and eventually time runs out, and he turns into this hibernate thing, right? And this is where we get the ending. That it doesn't piss me off, but I don't like it because We cut to 23 years later, and the Taggarts have set up this exhibit for people to come see this creature. And old Farmer Jack has been sitting waiting for it to wake up so he can fight it again. And I've always thought that is the worst fucking idea ever. And why did they do it? Well, you see, Mr. Director, who should not be named, was poked and prodded to do a sequel. So he thought, hey, I'm not going to kill off the creature, but if I say he won't be able to wake up for another 23 years, then that's how long I have to wait to bug me for a sequel. Well, it didn't take that long, but close enough. But also, this is fucking stupid. So, you find this creature, right? You want to kill it. You know, especially from Minxie telling you that it cannot die. And it's going to come back 23 years from now. And you decide to hang it up in your barn so people can come and look at it for 23 years. And then you're going to fight it again, even though you know it can't die. So your efforts are going to be for nothing anyway. 23 years fucking bullshit. Me becoming an old fucking man to do nothing. Because you're not going to kill it. It's going to break free. It's going to kill you. It's going to kill anyone in its wake. And it's just going to start over again. Oh, they are setting up something. But we'll get to that. We'll talk about the third one. That's not involved with that third film. But anyway. But the easiest way to deal with this, and I've always thought this, cut it into pieces. Cut off its head, its arm, its legs. Cut them into pieces. Just hack at it. Cut it into several pieces. Bury the pieces in separate places all across the fucking country. So then 23 years later when it wakes up, it's in pieces buried in the fucking ground. And it can't get anywhere. Or maybe you put it in a metal, each one in a metal container box. And yes, I am taking this from Buffy the fucking Vampire Slayer because it makes sense. You put each piece in a metal container box, bury it in a place around the entire United States or Earth, whichever is more feasible for your bank account, and you just bury them deep in the ground in separate pieces, and you're free of this thing for your entire rest of your life instead of 23 years. And here's another thing. 23 years. What if you die before then? Have a heart attack, in a car accident, cancer. What if you die before the 23 years is up? You expect your son to take over that? It's your vendetta. Is he just gonna continue this? You don't know. But you're gonna waste all this just to wait 23 years for him to wake up, and you're probably gonna fail. So it would be easier to do what I said, cut it up into separate pieces, put it in metal boxes, bury them in different places across the planet Earth or the United States, which one is more feasible, and there, you're done. You're safe. And you don't have to deal with it again. It's so simple. But it was assumed that you're smart in a horror movie, so. But yeah. But I still don't hate this movie. I think it's decent. So I'm going to give it a middle of the road. Because at least it tried, I guess. So, next is Jeepers Creepers 3. I'm not looking forward to this at all. No. So what are your thoughts on Jeepers Creepers 2? Leave me know in the comments below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.